12 FPV hits on a single run?
Yeah, that's right. God damn it. It can go into a skid. Dig in a bit. At first I rode it like a motorcycle. I leaned to the side on it. The techs aren't shy about grabbing a welder, grabbing an angle grinder.
What would our foreign partners say if they saw these field modifications?
They'd say we're crazy.
The American wheeled armored vehicle MaxxPro. You can already see it fairly often on the battlefield of the Russia-Ukraine war. But how well is it adapted to modern high-intensity warfare? Today, we'll look into that question together with the driver mechanic from the 23rd Separate Mechanized Brigade. I wish you good health.
And you as well.
In Iraq, the war it was originally designed for, the MaxxPro was used to escort convoys and fight insurgent ambushes. And what job is the MaxxPro doing now?
It brings troops in, takes them out, evacuates the wounded. If the enemy is dug in, we pull up to the position. The gunner turns the Browning, and we start slowly smoking them out of there.
50 meters. Stop the vehicle. Stop. Stop. Stop the vehicle. Stop.
On command, on command.
Back, 20 meters back, 20 meters back. 20 meters, approximately 66 feet. Now work on 9. Work on exactly 9. Engage.
We cover the turret so a direct hit from a drop won't hit the turret.
Done.
Done. Climb in.
Plus, plus. Plus, plus. Get back ASAP.
Roger that.
The MaxxPro was built, designed by Americans to run Iraq's narrow roads, and so the gunner on top could see far and above buildings. But now, at that height, the MaxxPro is noticed immediately.
It's noticed right away. So we camouflage it. Digging a caponnier for it? It's not practical. If the ground's wet, you won't get out of the caponnier. It's very tall out in the fields. You understand. Getting out into a field, parking a combine harvester in the field, that thing.
For that height, the MaxxPro is actually fairly narrow.
Exactly. Because of that, as you can see, it's sitting on a tilt right now. So if we take a high-speed turn away from the tilt, it can roll over. That's it.
Support the channel with a like and subscribe.
You can see this inclinometer, and you can see how much the vehicle is tilting right now.
And where's the pointer?
Right here.
And this, I can't say it's a very steep slope where we're standing now. But if that's in the red zone, the vehicle can already fall over.
It can. If you suddenly crank the wheel at speed, it'll tip over. But, as you can see, up to 40 degrees. Still, it's not something you want to do.
When you go into combat, how often does the needle hit the red zone?
It can swing back and forth. The main thing is to catch that resonance and to have time to level it before it runs past. At first, like on a motorcycle, I'd lean to the side on it. You get used to it. Our tech did extra protection. He welded it up. Hung chains. When they try to hit it, the chains take the blow. The explosion goes off. Maybe it'll nick something a little. But the vehicle keeps moving.
That's not a stock bumper.
No, it's not a stock bumper. We hang chains on here.
Chains?
Yeah. So when you drive over ground where they throw mines, the chains knock mines away. The chain will catch the mine, it'll go off, but at a distance, meaning it won't detonate right next to the wheel. There are run-flat inserts in the wheels here. So even if a tire gets shot up, it'll limp on the run-flat.
The hood's closed. Is that with some sheet metal or a grill?
Yeah, it's a welded grill, welded sheet. If a shaped charge hits, it trips off. It doesn't reach the hood.
There are grills in the doors, on the windows. Those are standard. Why don't we have a grill in front of us?
You might drive through brush there and then have an explosion. And if the grill is stuck on the front, you can't see anything.
So what protection does the driver have then?
Driver protection here is the armored glass. It can take very heavy hits.
God damn it. That was a drone, damn it. Hit again. Plus, get back ASAP.
I'm concussed! If you take maybe 100 millimeters, approximately 100 millimeters is approximately 4 inches. It looks like it's narrow. It weighs about 250 to 300 kilograms. That's one block. Approximately 250 to 300 kilograms, approximately 551 to 661 pounds. Poor mobility on Chernozem, on black topsoil. On sand it plows and goes. On crushed stone too. But black earth and these little gullies we have, that's bad for it. A tank will get through, but it won't so well.
It doesn't like ruts.
It doesn't like ruts. It can get stuck and stomp. You have to feel it. Whoever drives it, they feel it. They know its faults and its strengths. Mine protection here is excellent. Ballistic protection here is excellent. Like I said, you saw the vehicle after a hit, the crew lived. Crew alive, gunner alive, everyone's alive. If you take, say, an IFV or a BTR, and it gets 12 hits, the crew will just burn. Even if an RPG hits above the tracks, everything will burn out. Here, it withstands that.
Thanks. May the number of returns equal the number of departures.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, a little higher. Come on, get in.
We have a hit.
Judging by the damage pattern, it looks a lot like 12.7. That is, .50 caliber, 12.7 millimeters / .50 cal. It shows well how it protects personnel during transport. Those kinds of fragments you don't even feel inside.
Greetings to all free people watching the Army channel. Today, we're working with the 71st Separate Jaeger Brigade. We'll be talking with Serhiy. Serhiy is the driver of this combat vehicle, the MaxxPro. Serhiy, greetings.
Greetings. Anything that could happen to it has already happened. Stuff like FPV drones with small calibers. They're like mosquitoes hitting it, and it just keeps going. Things like TM-type mines can tear off a wheel and it still keeps moving. Every mission needs its own vehicle. There's no universal machine. The biggest advantage that covers all the negatives is the capsule. When you're inside it, you feel calm. You feel protected. Whatever's flying overhead bothers you less because you really feel protected. On the minus side, the dimensions, very tall.
Yeah, it really sits there like a two-story shed. Anybody but the blind would hit it. Ground clearance is very low, but it wasn't designed for swamp, it was designed for soft ground. Brothers told me they put dual wheels on the back. That increased mobility a lot.
What did you modify to suit yourselves?
We removed various stock mounts that came with it, so it could fit more people, more ammo. Especially when you're hauling backpacks, one-time use gear, RPGs. It all piles up so you can spread it out, shove as much in as possible. Same for the gunner. Gunners modify the step and the placement of their ammo themselves. They also add extra booths on the turret. They make a box that feeds the Browning with 200 rounds. 2 belts are joined, so there's less time spent reloading. It holds 200 rounds. The most popular question, about the vehicles that carry the troops. What's the maximum number of people that ever fit inside a MaxxPro?
Different numbers get thrown around. The most realistic one, it's 15 guys.
Even 15 sounds like way too much, honestly.
Well, when the artillery barrage hit, even they squeezed in.
Oleg's not here.
Yeah, Oleg's got that piece of metal standing there.
With God's will.
You came back from Europe to Ukraine to join the armed forces?
Yes, came voluntarily. Not right from the very beginning, because honestly, for me it was kind of confusing too. When the full-scale war started, I had the urge to come back immediately. And surprisingly, my friends and relatives in Poltava said, "Impossible. There are lines. You need connections here." I said, "No, I want to enlist. I want to help. I'm going to war. I'm ready to lay my life on the altar of this war." But they told me, "You need connections too. No, there's no chance to join right now." So at that time, I was helping the first wave of refugees settle in Germany.
And how did you end up in a Jaeger Brigade?
First, I got into the 71st Brigade in the Air Assault Forces. Then, after I was wounded, I transferred into the motor pool.
So you were with the assault troops?
Yes.
How long did you serve with the assault troops?
A couple of months, not too long.
And where did you get wounded?
Near Tonenka, near Ocheretine, in the Avdiivka sector. Back then, they were sending us on the assault in the MaxxPro. I was already impressed with it. But we didn't make it, because the artillery barrage started, and they spotted our approach. They opened the hatch, we jumped out, and continued pushing forward through the tree line. We hit the positions, but the shelling and FPV drones kept hammering us. And a few days later, I got wounded.
Ah, so you stayed there for some time?
Yes,
Dug in and held?
we dug in and held.
Of course, there's no one universal picture of an assault trooper, but usually when people imagine one, they see some tough, big guy with a beard. And you're this positive, smiling guy. What helps you keep that?
Perception. This world is what we make of it, how we interpret it for ourselves. If a person only sees it in dark colors, then no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, they'll see everything negative. That's why I try to lift my own spirits. keep myself positive. And that helps me a lot. And I try to pass that energy on to the people around me too. That also brings change. It feels good to do things for people, honestly, especially when you walk into someone's dugout. Doesn't matter if it's the HQ or a tent, there's this atmosphere in there. You just come in, shake everyone's hands. But don't just say, "I wish you health." Say it with some positive charge. And you already see some smiles on faces. It fires people up. I like that. It costs me nothing. Yes, it's scary. And you still do it despite the fear. That's the whole trick. You don't need to beat the fear or refuse it. Number. Fear will save you, panic will kill you. On fear, on adrenaline, you can do a lot. You can turn it to your advantage. And you can do a lot with it. Not only lift and carry a body out, but also dig. Dig for hours. The MaxxPro really reminds me of a big, aggressive wild animal. One that spends a lot of time in standby. We can sit here days, weeks. But when the moment comes, it wakes up. The beast jumps out and completes the mission.
Our guys call it a combine, or butsik, or bucephalus. Russians respectfully call it an elephant. The lightly armored MaxxPro vehicle, in service with the 68th Jaeger Brigade, is on review today at ARMY TV. Feels like we're riding on the second floor of a small two-story house. Like a little two-story house on wheels.
At first, there's a bit of nervous shaking. In general, it's not that hard to roll over.
So it can tip over pretty easily?
Yeah. Once I was driving it to a position, the rear wheel blew out. It threw us right off the road. There was also a trench. If it had been flat ground, we would have just flown out into the field. But because of the trench, I tried to correct. And we ended up rolling onto the side. We hooked it with cables, used those top hooks, pulled it back upright with a tank.
When you're driving here, are you strapped in with a seatbelt? So how do you hold on inside here?
Sometimes I ride on the side. If, say, there are 5 infantrymen, the 5th one sits here. When they dismount, sometimes I climb over here, jump in, and help throw out their ammo. If I'm alone, then I ride here. I just lock in with my hands and legs.
But what can you even hold on to here? I don't see a single handle or lever. What do you grab?
I've got the skill already. Grab here, wedge with my legs, and we're rolling. The hardest part is when you're standing on the floor by the machine gun. It's very hard to hold steady. There are special straps to grab onto, but you still get thrown around.
If you're just standing, maybe it's not too bad. But to work the gun, you have to duck low so your head doesn't stick above the armor plates. The armor's thin, but it's still armor. So you have to position yourself like this. You're standing on the edge here. And I don't know how long you can endure. First, your feet constantly slide forward. No foothold. Very slippery. Second, leaning your back here is very uncomfortable. The gunner says he can more or less see fine. Right from under the gun, there's a small viewing slit. That's where he looks so the enemy doesn't spot or hit him. So he peers through that slit and fires. Through the side windows, you can't see much. They're damaged. So you're holding yourself up on your legs. Always tense. I sat here maybe 10 to 20 seconds, and my legs already hurt. There are loops here for hooking cables, and you can sit on them. But even with that, I'll tell you, not very comfortable. And that's while standing still. When the vehicle's moving, bouncing, jumping over bumps, and you have to hold on. Watch for the enemy and fire the machine gun. I'll tell you, it's a very tough job being a gunner in the MaxxPro. I don't envy it at all.
A 100-round belt, I burned through it.
How fast? 5 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yeah, about that. Up to 5 minutes. Worked through it, chewed it up.
To reload, you basically have to climb out of the turret, exposing yourself to enemy fire. You get out like this?
Yes.
And all this while a battle's going on around you?
Yes. Takes just a few seconds, but no matter what, you have to get up and reload. Then you're good to fire again. Recently, we drove out to the very front line. Dropped off infantry, ammo, supplies. One wheel got hit. A mortar fragment pierced the tire. The driver knew what to do. Used the central tire inflation system, and we got out. You have to monitor oil levels in the wheels.
In the wheels? Oil levels?
Yes. It's connected to the inflation system. There's a pneumatic unit. You have to check the oil level in the hub. If not, it'll tear the gear apart. The gear breaks, and that's it.
What engine is this?
A standard 10-liter turbo diesel.
What's the weight of this machine?
About 16 tons, approximately 35,300 pounds.
And what's the top speed you've pushed from it?
On highway, good road, 115 kilometers per hour, approximately 71 miles per hour. There's a limiter. If we're evacuating heavy wounded, sometimes you push harder to get them out. Of course, it's not a racing car, but if you urgently need to break contact, that's a plus. In off-road conditions, under fire, max 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, approximately 50 to 56 miles per hour. You can't go faster.
And the armor protection?
Armor is solid. Hard to penetrate. It's durable. It withstands anti-tank mines. Usually the wheel just gets blown off. Vehicle jumps, you get out, check, and move on.
I see the hood's pretty thin. What's it made of? Doesn't look like metal.
Something like fiberglass. The hood's not great, but up front there's a slat armor grille against RPGs.
Armored capsule, armored doors. How heavy are the doors?
Around 300 kilograms, approximately 660 pounds.
Opening that by hand is tough, so there's a hydraulic system.
The ramp works on hydraulics. This door works on pneumatics.
So you pull the handle and
Yes, air pressure does the rest.
opens with a very space-age sound.
Yeah, like a space shuttle.
Do you feel like, I'm big, I don't care?
No, rules of the road are rules of the road. The big don't bully the small, except the enemy, of course.